Hello everybody, this is Andre Aires Desjardins for Amonkhet Crackapat number 2. So let's get into this. Oh yeah. We're starting with a superstar, the Fan Bearer. It's a 1-2 for 1, which is who cares, but for 2 mana you can tap target creature. These type of effects tend to be quite powerful. I'm going to give this a C+. You're going to probably want one of these in any of your decks that have white and be happy to play it. Excuse me. You don't necessarily want multiples of them, though, because they don't affect the board very well early game. You want to be able to, get a few lands into play and be able to cast spells and leave off its mana. But Blinding Mage effect is a good effect, even for 1 more mana. So C+. Alright, cancel. 2 blue and a colorless, counter target spell, bunch of flavor text. D, I find in, I should say D in draft, C in sealed. I find there's very little reason to play spells like this in draft. You don't want to hold up your 3 mana and then do nothing. It's a disaster for you. There are some games you may bring it in, but I'm not looking to play any of these counterspell types, a 3 mana counterspell in draft. There's not a large flash theme, which actually I think helps canceling those go up a little bit. But there's no large flash theme in here, so D. Alright, Thrasher Lizard. It's a 3-2 for 3. You would probably play him with that, and he gets +1/+2 as long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. There's this weird semi-hellbent type theme. I think it's a C. I think you'll play it if you're in a red deck, happy, or if you're attacking, but nothing special, nothing to make you go, yeah, I got there. Alright, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Resolve. It's a 1 white instant, untap target creature, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to it, and it has cycling 2. This is a type of combat trick I don't really like because it doesn't boost the creature's power or toughness. It does help the creature live. You can, yes, there's exert. You can exert your guy and then surprise untap him, but it's probably not killing the opposing creature by doing this because your exerted guy doesn't get any bigger. So, but it has cycling, so things with cycling generally aren't that bad. I would say, as far as combat tricks and things go, this is a C-. You probably want to play just a different pump or untap combat trick. It's pretty meh. I wouldn't look to play this. Even with exert, I think the effect is underwhelming, so C-. Next up is Scarab Feast. It's a 1 black instant, exile 3 or more cards from a single graveyard, and cycling black. Let's see if I can repeat what I said before. You probably don't want to play this and hit 3 and bomb creatures because you're still technically down a card. They probably cast them. And so they cast the spells and then you're using this card to get rid of those, which isn't great. Most embalmed creatures are mana inefficient anyway. This only saving grace of this, it has cycling for a single black. Still though, it's D, D-. You don't want to play this card. You are not looking to play this card. Alright. Next we have 3-2 Flash, Cheetah Cat. It's a C. The flash generally won't make that much of a difference. Only 2 toughness means it doesn't have that great a block and live potential. I would honestly rather see like a 2-3 with that, because then you could flash it in, block their 2-2, and you'd still have a guy left over. But there's nothing wrong with the cat. You'll play it, so it's a C. Alright, Cartouche of Strength. Enchant creature you control. The cartouches return trials. I'm sure most people are aware of that now. Trials are uncommons. When it enters the battlefield, you may have enchanted creature fight target creature an opponent controls, and enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. This is a better well, I can't say strictly better, but a functionally better Hunt the Weak for less mana. This seems really pushed. This is a C plus slash B minus. Like, I'm looking to jam 2 or 3 of these in my green decks. This card is hands better than the Mummy. Just what this is the front runner of the pack right now. Alright, we have Evolving Wilds. You can sacrifice it, search library for basic land card, put it in tap, then shuffle. I don't think limited in this format is going to lead itself to a lot of splashes, and cycling usually makes it easier to get to your cards anyway, so this is a C. You'll play it, you may need a splash, but you shouldn't be like, yeah, I got an Evolving Wilds, I'm set in this format. Alright, Impeccable Timing. It's back. 2 mana instant, white and color, deals 3 damage to targeted attacking or blocking creature. I find this is really underwhelming. Like, it reads fine, but when I play it, it's just, I really don't care. I think it's a D+. You'll put it in your deck, but you probably won't be happy about it. Like, if you can trade it for, like, their 2/2, if they play first and they go 2/2 and attack, and you trade this for it, you're probably going to be very happy, but that seems rather meh. I'm giving it a D+. It's definitely not unplayable, but I don't think I'd be happy playing this in my deck. Hyena pack. 2 colorless, 2 red, 3/4. Done. Simple. C. Actually, probably C minus. It's a little bit below in this set. I think a lot of the 4-drops or their higher curve have cycling or some other ability. So this is a C minus. Sometimes you'll play it, but you really don't want to. Oh, we are in Manglehorn's World in Standard. This is Manglehorn's World in Standard, but in Limited it's not that great. When it enters the battlefield, you can destroy an artifact an opponent controls. We aren't on Kaladesh anymore, so the idea of this destroying an artifact isn't super, and artifacts your opponent controls enter the battlefield tapped, highly irrelevant in Limited. This is like a D sideboard card. If they have really good artifacts, you might bring it in to kill one, but you're not looking to run a 2/2 for 3. I think it's like a sideboard card, and it's not even that great a one. But in Standard, this is just Manglehorn's World. Alright, we have Mr. Snow's favorite card, Krokodil of the Crossing. It's a 5/4 haste, and when it enters the battlefield, you put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control. This card is great, because it's either a 4/3 haste for 4, which is amazing, or you just stick your -1/-1 counter on some of the creatures that are meant to have them, and it's super. I think it's C+. I think I would take it before the Cartouche of Strength. I think they are about the even, but I like starting with big creatures rather than the fight cards. So I'm going to put it there. Ooh. Visor of Deferment. It's a 2/2 flash for 3. That's underwhelming, but it has, when it enters the battlefield, you may exile target creature if it attacked or blocked this turn, and return to the battlefield at the control at the beginning of the next end step. So I like combat tricks that are also on bodies. It's not quite a combat trick, but one, it can untap your Exert guy, because at the end of combat, after damage, you do have the chance to respond, so you could use this to exile your own Exert guy and return it back. But it's also just a great safety net when you're attacking with a creature and your opponent blocks and use the combat trick. You just flash this in. You are so happy. That being said, it is just a 2/2 for 3. Sometimes you're running out at that. You're fine with that. I'm going to give it a C+. I think it actually is on the same power level as the Krokodil of the Crossing and the Cartouche. I would probably take the Krokodil over it, but that's just my personal preference. Alright, oh buddy, we have a Mouth to feed. So Mouth is a sorcery. Create a 3/3 green hippo token. And Feed is the Aftermath ability, and draw a card for each creature controlled power 3 or greater. I think this is a B minus, just because the 3/3 for 3 is par, and then later on you get to draw a couple cards. This isn't the type of split card where you're looking to cast them both in the same turn, though you can. But overall, I think just the flexibility, the on-par creature into the card draw just sets this ahead of all these other cards. Alright, so my pick from this pack is A Mouth to Feed. Like I said, this is just that's just a solid card, and then a very good bonus afterwards, so I'm picking Mouth to Feed over the others. Alright, that's it for my second Cracker Pack. This is Andre Aguirre Desjardins signing off.